everyone, and welcome to this very special Rich Alvarez channel update. We haven't had a major update in a long time. I mean, we had one a couple months ago, but this is kind of a big special update. It's the first time in a long time that we've had this many people, and certainly, this specific group I don't think has done an update together. And there's a very excellent reason why we're doing that. Things on the Rich Alvarez channel are going to be shifting a little bit. And we all thought that it was necessary to be completely transparent with you guys and just let you guys all know what our plans are and, maybe get some feedback from you guys in the comments at the end. So, welcome to this Rich Alvarez channel update. Now we're going to go around, starting with D-Rock, saying who we are and what we do. D-Rock.
That's me. No, I'm D-Rock. I'm in charge, the manager over anything having to do with Star Wars. So, Star Wars Rebels of Bridge, and then the Star Wars half hour, which has been a blast to make so far, and that's really what I'm doing.
Cool. Great.
All right, and I'm Chris. As many of you know, I played Luigi in a lot of videos. But if you didn't, now you do. I'm the manager of, or I'm going to be, was, is, and shall be the manager of the Rich Alvarez shorts. So those are those sketches you guys have been seeing once a week-ish. As well as managing the Rich Alvarez brand in general.
No. G?
I'm Garrett. Hi. You probably know who I am. But anyway, my official role here is going to be shifting to being basically the manager of No Pain, No Game and all of the video game entertainment segments.
Cool. Jackie.
Hello, I'm Jackie. I am Richie's wife, and I am also the queen of Let's Cook.
Yes.
And of course,
she insisted upon that bit.
Yep.
I am royalty.
And of course, I'm Rich Alvarez. I'm the head manager. I have at least one foot in everything, and you usually.
His name is on the thing.
It's his channel.
Yeah, so you might be wondering. Some of you might even be wondering what some of these shows are we're talking about, and it's really interesting because. Very recently, we made some separate channels. We had the Star Wars Network and we had the Video Game Network. And on the Video Game Network, we had Video Game Talk and we had a show called No Pain, No Gain, which is a hot sauce challenge Let's Cook show. And
great.
On the Star Wars Network, we had Star Wars Hour and a new show called Star Wars Rebels of Bridge.
It's great.
Which is also great. And what we ended up doing was we all sat down one day and we were like, these, were fun to do as separate channels, but I think we'd be a little bit more... progressive and kind of build up better as a channel if it was all together, and we all kind of came to this conclusion that if we all just worked on one channel, then we'd pretty much have daily content, and we could serve you guys, the fans, better. You'd only have to subscribe to one channel, pay attention to one feed, and you could look back at the Rich Alvarez channel pretty much every day and get something new, and your attention wouldn't have to be so split. And so really, this decision was made mostly for you guys, actually, and this is what this whole thing is all about, is us talking to you guys directly about what's going on.
There is that other thing.
And we'll get to that, probably.
The algorithm.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
That's coming. That's coming. Trust me, that's coming. So what we're going to do, and this is really fun, is we're going to go around again, and everybody's going to kind of explain the show that they're kind of working on, and we're going to actually start, and it makes sense just to start in the same order we did just now. So D-Rock.
Jackie. Whoa.
Yeah,
no, that's it. All right, so I am, as I said before, D-Rock. I have been working with Rich on the Star Wars Hour, which you've been seeing every week if you subscribe to the Star Wars Network. We did do it on the Rich Alvarez channel before jumping off with that spin-off channel. It will be coming back to the Rich Alvarez Network. And then my favorite baby, which is Star Wars Rebels of Bridge.
A lot of promise in that show.
Which is so much fun. It is an absolute blast to sit down and try to peel apart. Probably one of the harder ones we have to edit. Because we have to watch the entire episode, and it's just, we put a ton of effort into it, but we're having a blast, so that's coming back to the Rich Alvarez channel as well. There are also lots of other stuff we're working on in the background that I won't go into here into super detail, other than maybe having up and running that Star Wars live action set long before in a galaxy much closer. Which
that's in the more distal goals.
It is.
Yeah, it's still on the board though.
Yep, it's something we got to do a lot of writing for, and it's going to be a blast. So that's what I'm working on with Rich and these guys here, and then I'll give it up to Chris and see what he's got going on.
Yeah, so as I mentioned early on, Rich Alvarez sketches, aka Rich Alvarez shorts, that's one of the things that I've really been pushing for. As you guys have known, especially the longtime subscribers we've had, lots of times over the years where we've done a lot of sketches, we haven't done any sketches, we've done a few here and there. And I would say, as far as it goes, especially with our channel now in a post-Stupid Mario era, where we're not currently doing a Mario show, one of the big things that we used to do was sketches. So I really like that kind of form just because early YouTube, even just reading the comments, a lot of people are like, oh, this reminds me of 2008 YouTube and 2009 YouTube, because back in the earlier YouTube days, when you think of like classic Smosh or some of the other similar veins of YouTube channel comedy, that was one of the things that got us into YouTube, just looking at some of the other YouTubers at the time. So doing sketches has always been something I've really enjoyed. And earlier this year, and it's kind of funny because pretty much every person in this group at one point or another has been like, that would be a good sketch. Mm-hmm. So after all of us kind of wanting to do sketches, I sat down with Richie and Jackie and eventually the rest of these guys and was like, we gotta bring these back. So we have. The reception's been pretty good for the last few.
Absolutely.
And we've got a lot of really good ideas that I think are going to top the ones that we've already did. But anyway, as far as sketches go, I'm really enjoying the reaction that I've seen from the fans, and I hope that you guys enjoy them too, because we're going to try and do even more.
We got some of our best ones in the pipe too. We
Yeah,
already
we do.
filmed
Yeah.
it in post, so
All of us are in a lot.
boy,
of
is
ones.
it weird to be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Boy, is it uncharacteristic to be having a plan and executing it with like efficiency and like a schedule. Yeah, that's odd. But
So, you get to talk a little bit about No Pay No Game now.
I do, yeah, which is also something that's like, been plowing along pretty good as well. So, there's about 150 of you that are regimentally dedicated Rich Alvarez fans and follow us across all of our YouTube platform and whatnot, and this is all old news to you. So I thank you, and I love you dearly. But to anybody who is maybe unfamiliar with our work on No Pain No Game, or unfamiliar with sort of the other extrapolating shows there, No Pain No Game is a hot sauce challenge show that is orchestrated by myself and and Rich, and usually a borderline willing participant.
Borderline.
Everybody's very, very aware of I think everybody is very aware of conceptually what they're getting into, but things kind of get unhinged as things go on. Great show. I'm having a blast doing it, and I love hot sauce, and I've really enjoyed tailoring content around, sort of the experience of eating some of the hottest foods on earth and whatnot. That's really cool. Also, I'll be kind of extending my influence to a lot of the video game-based entertainment, the video game-based news, and anything like that. With one distinct exception, Chris is still holding on to a lot of the Nintendo exclusive content because him and Rich are still the brand ambassadors. So you can expect no real changes there, but any of that stuff that's new and emergent news, opinion pieces, our reviews, and the potential kind of undecided future of Let's Plays on this channel, because that's going to kind of fall under my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we've got, perhaps most important of all,
Oh, mine?
Yeah, Jackie!
Oh.
Let's
Cook. Let's Cook is great. If you didn't catch Let's Cook back like a year or two ago, we're bringing it back. What it is just a little cooking show that, Richie and I as a couple just kind of like do some cute little baking and cooking and all that. And I hope nobody's watching it for baking tips, but if you are...
From humble beginnings, it has grown into something quite enjoyable.
Yes.
Yeah.
We took a hiatus for a little bit. I had to work off 30 pounds of Let's Cook's past, but now we're back. We're feeling great, and we're ready to start it again.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And you guys may remember, that like Jackie said, Let's Cook was a thing a while ago, and then we did a test run a few weeks ago. We did a new episode for the first time in like a year, and it actually performed better than any of the sketches we've been putting on, which is funny. And, as you guys know, you've seen this, we've had 4 sketches go up with their bloopers, and those have performed pretty good. So you guys are very familiar with those. You may not be familiar with the Star Wars stuff or the No Pain No Gain stuff, so I'm very excited that you guys are going to be getting into those shows as well. And of course, if you were familiar with the Star Wars Network or Video Game Network, and you've already seen the first couple episodes of Star Wars Rebels Abridged and the first couple episodes of No Pain No Gain, those are actually starting over, so you'll have to watch them again, because most of the Rich Alvarez fans have not seen those episodes, so we're kind of rolling back and starting over on those shows. Yeah.
If you have seen them and you are aware of them, guess what? You're dope.
Yeah.
Because it means you followed us to all of our cross-platform events and whatnot.
Right.
And thank you.
Absolutely.
I have a lot of stuff to say on that topic and whatnot, and kind of like what I think that means, and how I'm humbled by, kind of the transience of like our really, really strong core group, and how much I really come to enjoy the company of those people. But I'll leave that to a discussion for another video and simply say that you're dope. Thank you for your patience as we sort of ramp in the shows that have been largely experimental into an element of legitimacy.
Right.
So what do we got next, Rich?
Oh yeah, we got things, and now we're going to get into some deeper stuff, some deeper cuts. Here we go. Again, in the spirit of being completely transparent with you guys, I know that we've kind of briefly explained it here and there, and complained a little bit about YouTube and Google and how they run things. So I'm going to have Chris, just so you guys are on the same page with us, Chris is going to explain a little bit of what's going on with the YouTube algorithm and why we've been jumping to separate channels, why we've come back. And so Chris, what's going on with YouTube?
So long story short, there's a thing called the algorithm, and if you're not a YouTuber constantly trying to make videos, you've probably heard YouTubers who you follow complaining about it. I'll try and make this as brief as I can
because it can go on forever.
Yeah. But basically,
turns out it's a complex thing.
A simple thing. So we've been on YouTube for a long time. We made our channel in 2006. Started to kind of pick up when Super Mario Bros. Took off in 2008. Back in the day, say when we had 10,000 subscribers, if we put up a video in our subscription feed and it went out, pretty much 90% of our fans would see it. So if we had 10,000 subscribers, we'd get about 9,000 views, and those would be unique views. So it used to be that when you published a video, it would go out to everybody. YouTube made some changes, and one of the big reasons that they made a change, and I'm getting this from Matt Pat, who made a really interesting video about subscriber burn, is that there was a problem where basically there were reply videos. And the most famous one would be Reply Girls, who would take a popular video, like say a trailer for a new Star Wars movie or whatever movie was popular, and then they would have a misleading thumbnail and they would trick you into going on watching it, and then after like 2 seconds in, you'd realize, oh, I didn't actually want to click this video. This was basically clickbait to get me to click a video that wasn't the actual video. Yeah. So YouTube, to combat that, switched it from being a view-based algorithm to a watch time-based algorithm. So if a video didn't get watched all the way through, it wouldn't show up in subscription feeds, it wouldn't show up in related videos. That was one big thing that they were trying to change. The other thing, unfortunately, is YouTube, in my opinion, and I think that this is pretty true, had a vision where they were kind of championing new media and alternative media to be not Hollywood. There's Hollywood, and then there's the future of media, which will be internet-driven entertainment. Somewhere along the line, I think that YouTube and Google changed their mind and thought, you know what? There's a lot of money in Hollywood. There's a lot of money from all the big TV shows and the big films. So we're just going to kind of start to ignore the creators and the YouTubers, the true YouTubers who were making videos in their parents' backyard, and we're going to kind of suppress their videos and try and feature and sponsor the big companies in Hollywood.
YouTube Red.
YouTube Red.
Yeah.
Cough,
TV. Cough.
So anyway, basically, if you want to know more about it, Matt Pat made some great videos about subscriber burn. But really, the long story short is that there's this algorithm that's constantly changing, and we've been trying as hard as we can to read up on the latest stuff and figure out how we can stay ahead of the algorithm or not get totally screwed over by the algorithm. So that's why, there was one point where they were saying variety channels are terrible, have a separate channel for everything. So we did that, and we felt like it wasn't really working. So we're at a point now where we've decided, you know what? We're just going to put everything on one channel because, again, it does keep things simpler. And the current trend, at least that we've researched, is that daily content is the thing that helps. That's what the algorithm likes.
The driving factor.
The biggest factor.
The largest prevailing barrier to success on YouTube.
Yeah.
Quite simply.
and that's why a lot of Let's Players are successful, because they have long form content and they have it every day.
With high view times.
Yeah, exactly. So we're basically going to put everything on our channel. It's all going to be, daily content, which Rich will be explaining in a little bit. But essentially, just to summarize again, we've got this algorithm, and at least from what we know now, we think we have a bit of a solution to it. But
having 3 channels to play around with has been really telling.
Yeah,
yeah, because we've been able to put money into marketing and put money into different AdSenses and whatnot that target in different ways. We've been able to target effectively 3 different audiences and gauge their response. Super cool data has emerged from it. And Chris has done a tremendous amount of work on this and really, really, kind of put in the boring parts of the idea, the number crunching. And I feel really confident in this plan. I think the rest of us do too. It's looking pretty good.
So you touched on it briefly, and I don't know if you had anything else specific to add, but what we did was he mentioned it. YouTube said, hey, make a new channel for everything. Everybody go make a new channel for everything. Right. Then we ran into the very specific issue of YouTube's algorithm not understanding the difference between live streamed content and edited content.
Right.
And so we were having an issue with Star Wars Rebels Abridged. Went up. We put almost zero money into marketing, 6,000 views. Then we streamed. We streamed for 3 days. Put the second episode up, 500. Because the way the algorithm was functioning is it didn't know, given the watch times, it appeared that it didn't understand, and it wasn't giving us credit for those live streams. It was just basically blacklisting us.
Right. It's like an hour stream doesn't mean the same thing as an hour-long video that's just uploaded.
Yes.
And YouTube's algorithm is kind of screwy. And I think streaming is very new on YouTube, and I think that because their algorithm is already so screwed up, when streaming became a thing, it kind of screwed up again. They were like, oh no, if you're going to stream on a separate channel. And so we made these 2 other channels and we're streaming on them, and then made edited content on top of that. And so we were kind of creating
shot ourselves in the foot
situation on both channels.
Yeah.
Also, all of those nice and lovely, super engaging comments that our core group has been giving us on live stream content and all that great feedback, algorithm doesn't care. Doesn't factor any of it. It all just goes into the digital abyss.
Yeah.
So that's not great, and we need to find a way to capitalize on your guys' enthusiasm in a more effective way, where your voice exists more tangibly within kind of the success of our content.
I think Chris said something else.
Yes, go.
Do you have something else to say, Chris?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure if one of these guys was gonna pick up on the live stuff more, but at least where it is right now, again, the edited content. That is kind of what we, got famous for with Super Mario Bros. And some of the other music
what
videos.
We do.
And then just sketches over the years. So we're going to have the Rich Alvarez channel focus on edited content for now. I think that live content is a bit of a question mark. We're not quite sure where that's going to fit. So we're not saying that we're not going to do live content anymore. I think what we're saying is we're going to hold off on live streaming on the Rich Alvarez channel while we try and beat subscriber burn, while we try and beat the algorithm and get the views kind of normalized again. And then at some point, we'll decide where live streaming fits on any of the platforms, whether that be YouTube or Twitch or a separate YouTube channel or Facebook or something else. Garrett, I know, has been doing has had a lot more emphasis on the live stuff, so that might even be something that I'll let Garrett
live and cross-platform engagement is kind of my baby, but
and that's where we're at right now.
Hey, is it my turn? Is it my turn? Oh shoot!
Seamless transition.
Yeah. So I got a lot to talk about. Not a lot of time to talk about it, but just know that with the sort of we're not. But our live presence on a lot of channels are going to diminish and whatnot because just simply time has told the idea that while those live pieces of live content have been super, super important to a handful of people who have come to deeply appreciate and enjoy their company throughout, now year and a half that I've been regularly conversing with them, but the live content hasn't really contributed to growing the channel in a big way. So we're changing our focus with live content. It's not going away. It's not, it's not gone forever because it failed to grow the channel. It is, we're simply prioritizing it different. So, my sort of secondary purpose outside of the video game entertainment, the no pain, no game stuff, is going to be the idea that I'm sort of social media, marketing, etc. That's where a lot of my education lies. That's where a lot of my expertise lies. So, the Discord has been active for the better part.
Yeah, guys, we have a Discord.
For the better part of 18 months, we've had a pretty lively Discord. It comes and goes because, with our predominantly younger audience, school and summer, obviously plays a role in right now. So it's actually, with summer break starting soon, it's about to be the best time to be on the Rich Alvarez Discord. And the Rich Alvarez Discord is only going to get better with more people joining.
Yep.
For many people, the Discord is a daily arrival point. I mean, I talk to people every single day on the Discord, certain people. And sometimes I see people occasionally. But the Discord's become a really, really good place for a lot of behind-the-scenes content, a lot of, kind of future updates, a lot of places where fans can come in and share their content with us, whether it's relevant to our channel or not. And, a lot of stuff like that. Plus, for a long time, we've had people, fans playing games with each other. We had a large presence on the Star Wars MMO for a long time. There was all this sort of stuff that was facilitated by the Discord. So this is first and foremost a simple plea for, hey, if you're not on the Discord, go jump on the Discord. Rich is going to be a good guy and include a link right in the description. So
right there.
it's going to be right here.
Somewhere after Patreon.
Yeah.
Rich, did you bring the link?
You mean the link? No, it's down there.
Anyway, check that out. Jump on in. Join the discussion. Super easy. Discord is thankfully free for some bizarre reason. It's the dopest platform on earth, and they don't charge anything.
Subscribe to their $50 a year thing. So
Oh, got it.
they have a super pass.
So anyway, Discord's dope, and you should be a part of it because it allows us to engage with you in a way that is completely unprecedented in a lot of other forms. That being said, I would expect the Rich Alvarez Facebook page is also going to be growing in turn. The Discord has produced, although I'm super embarrassed to even say this word, we were going through the Discord the other day, and I was really enjoying Rich's reaction to all the memes and all of the very specific, Rich content that has really been...
You guys have put the darkness in some very interesting...
Oh my god, they're so good! So there's so many good things happening on the Discord, and I believe the Facebook is really going to turn into a place where we can, take some of the best elements of the Discord memes and put them on our Facebook. Talk about the fan announcements. We have, D-Rock has got a plan for some behind-the-scenes content that's going to be exclusive to the Facebook and maybe to the Discord as well. And just a place where we can put featured fan content, art, comments, good discussions, fan theories, anything, fictional works, contributions, whatever it may be. We want to expand the Facebook tenfold, 100-fold. We want to expand the Discord similarly. And, similarly speaking, all this kind of ties into, kind of what we're going to be doing with Patreon as well. I know Patreon's a mixed bag with some people, and as a result, it's not going to be the primary crux of this channel's success and whatnot, but it is, of course, a huge part of it. Rich is going to talk more on the Patreon later, but I think for now, the only thing I'm going to say is go ahead and, hey, if you have an idea for what you would love to see as a Patreon, something that hey, I've been donating to this channel, this is something you could do for me that is so important that it would help me, continue to justify contributing. Leave me a comment, get a hold of me on the Discord. I'm very active on these things, and I'm open to your responses. And I guess lastly, I'll give a shout out to kind of the core group that have helped keep my Discord alive. Avi, Crazy Hannah, Archie, kind of in the fan art front. Knife Stalker, Marty Man, and Killjoy on the reactions front, which is a personal favorite of mine. Squiggles, DeKalen, George the Jedi, just in really kind of being the channel's de facto leadership and, kind of sort of fan-based production team. Samia, Chelsea, Bunny, Grim, Johnny, Mecha Bunny, Board James, AK, EDMG, Hydra. I mean, if I can't remember you, sorry, but there's so many really, really meaningful people on the Discords, and I'd love to see that group grow because we got a good thing going. Anyway, Rich, take us home, buddy.
Take us home.
All right, I've got just a few more things to talk about, guys. It's just gonna be a couple more minutes, unless you're looking at the time and I'm lying to you. I don't know. So
They know. Spoiler, you don't right now.
He's lying.
All right.
You're coming to us live from the future.
The first thing I want to mention out of just my last little thing here is the actual schedule, and the plan is to eventually have daily content. And I'm going to leave this update alone for a few days just so everybody can see it, and then we're going to really start to get on the content on Tuesday. If you guys were familiar with Star Wars Hour when it used to be on this channel, and then when it was on Star Wars Network, it used to be on Wednesdays. It's going to be Tuesday nights now.
Yeah.
And so our daily content is going to start Tuesday. And again, I don't know if it was mentioned before, but Star Wars Talk, our Star Wars Hour and Video Game Talk are no longer going to be live. They're going to be shorter, about half-hour videos where we talk about the news for about 20 minutes.
People seem to like that better.
Yeah, and then we spend the last 5 to 10 minutes answering questions that you asked, or you answered in the previous episode. So on both of those previous videos that we did on the other channels, we said, hey, we're going to do the next episodes on the Rich Alvarez channel, and I asked them a question. We'll pick those best comments and answer in the next one. We're going to do the same thing every week with those episodes. Be like, by the way, guys, here's this week's question. I'll ask you a question. You guys will answer it in the comments below. We'll take our top 10 favorite and answer them in the next episode, and then ask another question, etc. So Star Wars Hour is going to be every Tuesday. It might end up being the Star Wars half hour, but yeah, that's going to be Tuesday. Wednesdays is going to be Let's Cook. Now, as we said when we previously did our test with Let's Cook may not end up being every Wednesday, but the goal is to eventually get it to where it's every Wednesday. It might start out kind of every other Wednesday until we start kind of getting the ball rolling, and that really is up to Jackie on how often we do them, and also if she can get me out of bed on time to film them.
Correct.
I am the queen of Let's Cook after all. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I should have a handle on that.
And then, of course, Thursday will remain video game talk, and it'll be the same thing, shorter program, but we're going to hope to blast out all that video game news. So you can look forward to that in a similar way to Star Wars Hour, everything I said before. Friday will continue to be the Rich Alvarez Shorts. Thank you to everyone who's been watching the Rich Alvarez Shorts. I know we took a break this week because we were kind of working on this whole plan. I really hope that you've watched this update video because it's very
Also,
important.
it's worth mentioning some of the next shorts are like the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
the big ones that required a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the next Rich Alvarez
1950s
Short.
Doctor, most predominantly.
Oh, there it is. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then Saturdays, we were doing No Pain, No Game on Saturdays on the Video Game Network, and now it's going to be Saturdays on the Rich Alvarez channel. I'm so excited for if you're watching this video goes up on a Saturday, so it'll be the next Saturday.
Who's our next episode?
It would start with the Jackie again.
We'll go
Start with
Jackie,
episode 1.
yeah. But for the people who have been watching on VGN, what's the first original? Is it going to be Chris?
Holly would be the third.
Oh, it is going to be Holly, yeah.
But yeah, so Jackie will be our guest in the first episode. Look forward to Jackie on No Pain, No Game on this channel next Saturday if you're watching this the day that this video comes out. And then finally on Sundays will be when we have Star Wars Rebels Abridged, and again, just like No Pain, No Game, starting back at episode 1 next Sunday. So that's it. And then Mondays, I forgot to mention Mondays because we're starting on Tuesday this week. But Mondays will continue to be sometimes, like you've seen Chris and I do things on Monday because we are branded. We have a partnership with Nintendo. We are ambassadors. I was looking for the right word.
Brand ambassador is the term.
Yeah,
they use.
we are brand ambassadors for Nintendo. So sometimes they want us to do a Let's Play or something like kind of try out their new game. So Mondays will be kind of the days that if we have to do one of those, we'll do one of those. We may end up doing an Albrecht on those days, or a convention video, or anything where anything that isn't the other stuff will go up on Monday.
Miscellaneous days.
So yeah, I just have Monday as miscellaneous up there if you guys can see that. but anyways, yeah. So that's our plan for daily content, which is something we've never really done on this channel. And I know that everyone's like, oh, it's watch time, but I think that the daily content is actually more important. And
That's what our research has kind of dictated to us, and a few fans who are kind of really in on the YouTube stuff, Squiggles, shouting out you, buddy, have really also kind of supported this thesis.
yeah.
Because a lot of our research backs up this idea, and a lot of this, I think, comes from a good and well-informed place.
Yeah, and a couple of the shows are pretty beefy too, so I think the watch time will just happen.
Oh yeah, we're excited to put this plan into action.
Now, for those of you that were watching this whole 25 or whatever minute video, wondering if we were ever going to mention anything about Stupid Mario or anything like that, the Stupid Mario animated show, we are still working on the second episode of Stupid Mario Animated, I promise. It is coming eventually, and it'll probably come out on a Monday when nothing else goes up.
Animation takes a while.
Rich, what about live action Super Mario? Again, just like I've always said, I'll never say never, but right now we really need to focus on this stuff.
Right.
I think we've got a great little bow on Stupid Mario
Yeah.
Brothers. I'm not
This guy.
this guy.
This guy's charged. This guy. This guy.
No.
This gal.
Yeah, this guy.
Hey.
It's done.
And then also I'll just mention again, I know there's probably a dozen links in the description. I don't know how many I'm going to put, but the Patreon or the Discord or Patreon, one of those will be first, one of those will be second. But make sure that you do go to the Discord and you make a username on there. We love to talk to you. Garrett is, as he said, very talkative to the fans, and we love to see you on there and just kind of become part of the bigger Rich Alvarez community. Also, the link to the Facebook will be in there too. If you're not following us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. There's some good stuff that's coming on the Facebook. And then lastly, the last thing I'm going to mention is the Patreon. We mentioned before, and as Garrett said, leave a comment. What would you like to see on the Patreon? And second of all, I've actually already added a couple of brand new things to the Patreon, and I will continue to add
more to come.
Yeah,
this is just the beginning.
I'm going to continue to try to improve the Patreon over the next few months as much as I can. But for example, like the top prize was having a voice in the Super Mario Anime Show, and it still is. But when you do become a top patron, not only will you get a voice in Mario Animated, but you'll also get a voice on an episode of Star Wars Rebels Abridged. And you'll see a few other similar changes throughout the Patreon.
You're gonna see a lot of stuff like that,
Yeah.
high exposure participation and stuff like that.
Discord, Facebook, Patreon, get on all of those. And guess what? I think we've pretty much
We did
everything that we wanted to do.
Good work, everybody.
Does anybody have anything else to say, Jackie? I know you want to talk about Rico for a second.
My butt's getting kind of sore on the corner of the seat of the chair.
This is Rico. He is the manager of Grumbles and Growls.
Rico, do you want to tell everybody bye? Bye, everybody.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I would say, do what I usually do, subscribe to the Rich Alvarez channel, but hey, if you're watching this video, you're probably a subscriber.
You're probably a pretty good fan already, and for that, we thank you.
Do give this video a like, because that's important to the algorithm.
Oh, man, does
like
that
this
matter.
video. And I don't care what you say, leave a comment. Just leave a
Even
comment.
if you're literally saying the word, comment.
Oh, but it has to be 4 words to matter to the algorithm.
Comment.
Oh,
Comment.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this overly long video. Will you guys have a good day or night, depending on when you're watching this video. Bye, guys.